Mobile data bundles are viewed by many South Africans as still being far too expensive. On top of that, the bundles expire after a certain period or are far cheaper if they are valid for a shorter period of time. A new proposed regulation by ICASA could stop mobile operators from letting data expire before 6 months. Newzroom Africa's Andersen filed this report.
Data makes the world go round, and with so many South Africans still without Wi-Fi in their homes, mobile data is essential for households to stay connected. While there has been an agreement to reduce data prices for some categories in recent years, data is still far from being affordable, especially when you compare its availability here at home with many other countries. Let's look at the current price of 1 gigabyte prepaid bundles, valid for 30 days, from the main networks in South Africa. Vodacom and MTN charge 85 Rand each, while Cell C is 20 Rand cheaper. Telkom, on the other hand, charges 79 Rand. While these prices are an improvement over the last few years, the expiry time limits and promotional packages still leave South Africans scratching their heads as to why 1 gigabyte of data can cost just 25 Rand if it expires at midnight on the day you bought it. But can we expect price decreases across the board for prepaid data, regardless of when it expires?
They say a few years ago, when you go into a shop and you ask the child what he wants, he'll say the latest Nike techie or the latest toy. And now they said, rather buy me data, because that's the way it's at the moment, So it is hopefully it will drop. This is something that has been, the President has been harping and singing about in Parliament. And the Minister of Digital Technologies and, Information and Technology was also speaking about it, but it is yet to be rolled out.
So how much are we paying compared to the rest of the world? While the service providers each had their own terms and packages, these are the average prices of 1 gigabyte in other countries. The UK comes in at over 50% cheaper than what we pay here at home. Germany is around 61 Rand per gig. In terms of African countries beating SA prices, Nigeria leads the way with an average of just 21 Rand per gig. Botswana is also well under 50 Rand. The Competition Commission says it supports new proposed regulations from ICASA that would not allow unused data and voice bundles to expire before 6 months. But with promotional packages throwing a spanner in the works, as they are excluded from the proposal, the Commission wants clarity as to exactly what kind of package will be excluded. As expected, the network giants are not thrilled with this plan. MTN has already objected. It's warned that the proposed regulations also have to strike a balance between consumers and the network providers. So despite billions of rand being spent by these networks to secure more spectrum, to widen and improve their network, tech journalist Faisal Patel insists that the impact on prices is not immediate or necessarily even positive.
They've always harped on the fact that if we get more spectrum, we can, lower the data prices. But South Africans think it's an instant reaction. That's not the case. So the whole thing resulted from the Competition Commission and the Independent Communications Authority, we know them as ICASA, have previously flagged the delay in allocation of additional spectrum. But now that the spectrum has been auctioned, remember that these mobile companies are going to take longer to roll out these things. And why I'm saying is that because for them to roll out these services, they need infrastructure and development. What is that? More cell phone towers, more cabling, more satellite dishes, that kind of stuff. And these things are capital expenditure. And these capital expenditure need to be passed on, and normally it's put onto data prices.
So while SA lags behind in data prices, the quest to finally get rid of data that expires without being used seems to be well underway. But even if expiry dates are done away with, our country still has a long way to go before its network providers can offer unlimited mobile data packages that are truly affordable to the South African public. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Andersen in Johannesburg.